This is Jerome Durley Hickman Jr. I'm going to tell you my opinion on the racism that took place at Starbucks over in Philadelphia. And what happened was two black men went to Starbucks, okay? They wanted to use the bathroom, but the white lady wouldn't give them the code to go into the restroom. But then a white guy, wanted to go to the bathroom, and they gave him the code to use the restroom. But what's really bad was she wouldn't give the black guys a code to go into the restroom. And that was dead wrong, because that lady was dead wrong. Now I understand that if the black guys didn't buy nothing at Starbucks or whatever, and the white guy bought some at Starbucks, then it's different for her not to let them use the restroom, but let the white guy use the restroom. If he bought some stuff from there and the black guys didn't buy nothing from there. But if the black guys bought some stuff there and the white guys bought some stuff there, she was dead wrong for not letting them use the restroom, because that was discrimination and that was racist. Okay? And what's really messed up was, okay, the black guys was told that, but then they seen a white guy went there and used the restroom, and they asked the white guy about it, and then what happened was he went up, so the two black guys wanted to confront the lady and ask them, you just let a white guy go use the restroom, but you wouldn't let us go use the restroom. And then she said, well, this is a private business, I could do what I want or something. And what happened is that she told the guys to leave and not to come back again. And she was nasty to these black guys. She was nasty to these black guys, just nasty. And what happened is that when she told them to leave, and when they weren't going to leave, or when they kept arguing with her, she decides to pick the phone up and call the police on them. And I mean, why did she call the police on them? Just to be nasty, you know what I mean? And what happened was the police came down there. And I don't know, somebody said that they gave him 3 chances. Like somebody that was I think it was the police chief or something up in Philadelphia said somehow he gave the officers 3 chances. He said that the police chief or somebody that sold the police department said that the officers gave the black men like 3 different chances to kind of go and leave the property, or they was going to take them to jail. But then people said that the officers didn't give them no chances. It's like they said that they took the black men, they put the black men in handcuffs and took them to jail. Well, my thing is, and I'm going to tell you how I look at this situation, okay, is that, first of all, if it's a situation where the black guys didn't buy anything at Starbucks, but the white guy bought stuff at Starbucks, then yeah, I agree that it is okay for them to tell the black guys they can't use the restroom, and that it's okay to let the white guy use the restroom. But if the black guys spent money and bought some at that restaurant, and the white guys spent money and bought some at that restaurant, then no, she was dead wrong for that, because she was dead wrong for not letting the black men's letting the black men to use the bathroom. Because for number one, that's discrimination. Because if them black men spent money and bought something out of there, and if them white men spent money and bought something out of there, then she should not have the right to tell them black guys they can't go use that restroom if they're going to let that white guy do it. Because for number one, that's discrimination. And that's racism. That is racism. And the situation is that, and see, I don't know if the police gave these black men chances to get out of the restaurant, they just didn't want to get out, or kept arguing, or what. But if the officers did give them chances, then in that situation, I mean, they had the right to go and put them under arrest and take them to jail anyway. If they gave them chances or whatever to get out, and they wouldn't get out. But if they didn't, if the police officers did not give these black men a chance, didn't give them any chances to get out of the restaurant, and they just want to put them in handcuffs, then you know what? that was dead. Then you know what? The police officers were dead wrong for locking them black men up. They were dead wrong for locking them black men up. If they actually didn't give them no chances when they put them in handcuffs. And to be honest with you, I think the two black guys ought to sue the lady for discriminating against them, and they ought to sue Starbucks. Starbucks. They need to sue Starbucks. Okay? And if the police officers, I don't know how the situation happened with the police officers, but if they didn't give them not any chances or whatever, and they just took them to jail, then you know what the black guys ought to do? They ought to sue the police officers for taking them to jail, even when they didn't give them because they didn't give them no chances or whatever. But they said that they gave them chances. I don't know, but if they didn't give them no chances, they ought to sue the police department. And then like you say, then they ought to sue Starbucks, and then they ought to sue the lady that worked at Starbucks. Well, my thing is that I think the lady needs to be fired from Starbucks. She needs to be fired. She needs to not get no unemployment. She don't need to get no unemployment. And she needs to be fired. And because what she did was wrong and dirty and was racist. And you know what? She should automatically be fired and not be able to get unemployment. And Starbucks need to compensate these black men that got done wrong, that they got done wrong by the lady. You know what I mean? They need to compensate them. I think what they ought to do is they ought to give them like free coffee, free cappuccino, free sandwiches and things from Starbucks. And then I think they ought to compensate them at least $1,000 or $2,000. So they need to compensate them with something for what they went through, because what they went through is mental abuse. That is mental abuse, what they went through at that Starbucks restaurant. So my thing is they ought to compensate them black men with something. If it's they need to compensate them with $2,000, free coffee, free whipped cream, free cappuccinos, or free sandwiches or whatever, and that's what they need to do. And then the white lady needs to be fired and not get no unemployment. And if the police officers also didn't give no chances, the police department ought to get sued too. Now the situation is, I like Starbucks. I go to Starbucks all the time, and I buy their coffee, and stuff like that, and their whipped cream, and I buy coffee and whipped cream, and I buy their sandwiches and stuff like that. So, because I do like Starbucks. They really do got good food, and I'm not gonna quit supporting. I'm not gonna quit. Like you say, I'm not gonna quit spending money, at Starbucks, or I'm not gonna quit supporting them, at all. Because I do like their food and everything. They got real good food, and I love their coffee and their cappuccinos and milkshakes and cappuccinos and stuff like that. That's good stuff they sell. So I'm not gonna really, like I say, I'm not gonna quit, supporting them or nothing, or I'm not gonna boycott them or nothing like that. But the situation is that all I can say is I hope that lady gets fired, and I hope she gets unemployment, and I hope that she does not be able to get unemployment. Because to me, she should get fired, and she should not be allowed to get no unemployment. And Starbucks ought to compensate these black men with $2,000, and they ought to compensate them with food and milkshakes or cappuccinos and coffees and stuff like that. And that's how I think the situation ought to be handled. Now the reporters just asked the guy that owns Starbucks. He asked them, is this girl gonna be fired or whatever? And it's like he's not releasing the information to the news media. It's like he's covering it up. Like he's just not releasing the information to the news media. And so we don't know if she got fired, or we don't know if she got fired, or we don't know if she got transferred to another store, or what happened. But it's like the man owns the company. It's like he's just not releasing the information to the media. And I'm sorry to say this, but I think he does need to release the information, because American people should have the right to know what's going on. And them black men ought to have the right to know about it too. The one that got done wrong in Starbucks, they ought to have the right to know about it. So, and And the situation is, I just watched the news and found out that they said that one day in May they're gonna close 80 of the Starbucks just for one day, so they can use all them Starbucks to do job training for the employees or whatever. So something like this won't happen again. No, well, you know what? That's good that they're gonna do job training for these employees, but at the same time, that he needs to do a little bit more than just do job training. He needs to fire that lady and don't and make it to where she cannot get no unemployment, because what she did was wrong and dirty. That what she did was racist. And I'm sorry to say this, but that's just my opinion, how the situation should be handled. So this is Jerome Durley Hickman Jr. and I'm discussing my opinion on the Starbucks restaurant over in Philadelphia. Thank you for listening to me. Bye.